This is Roger Ride, Perfect Golf Swing. This is my tip of the month. And this month we're going to be talking about the foundation of the backswing. And the foundation of the backswing is exactly what it says it is, what connects you to the ground and how to hold ourselves in place on the backswing. Now, I want to show you a line. I'm going to put a line. This is a picture of Adam Scott right here. And I want to put a line from the inside of his right foot, right straight up. And here on this side is a picture of Tiger Woods. I'm going to put a line from the inside of the right foot, right straight up. Notice how that right knee is just kind of pulled in a little bit, somewhat knock-kneed, if you will. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take them back on their backswing. Watch the left shoulder will rotate to the right, and so he turns into his right side. Here is Adam Scott. He turns that left shoulder under the chin to the right. Notice how this knee stays still. Notice how the knee stays still with Tiger here. Notice how the left heel stays on the ground. The left heel stays on the ground. What we're doing here is we're creating a resistance with the lower body, holding ourselves in place so we can rotate the upper body against this resistance, creating a coil. So a turn of the left shoulder against the resistance of the lower body creates a coil or torquing action. And this is how we get power in our swing. You go back and the players of the past, and you can look, you know, in the 1980s, Tom Watson was the best player in the world. In the 70s, Jack Nicklaus. In the 60s, Arnie was the best player in the world. And you go back to the 50s with Ben Hogan and Sam Snead and Byron Nelson and Bobby Jones, and you'll see a lot of leg play on their backswings, and their heel came up off the ground, and they were certainly terrific golfers, great players. But as we've moved along here, the evolution of the swing, more and more of your good players are keeping this right knee still and flexed. It doesn't move. It stays bent. You can see Tiger a little easier here. How that knee stays bent. They're keeping their left heel on the ground. Right knee still, left heel on the ground. The hip turns a little bit. The knee comes in to the right a little bit, but this acts as a resistance, so this shoulder is turning. So the more you can get the shoulder turning against the resistance of the right knee, the more torquing or power or coiling action you're going to get. Thus, when you reverse the process, you have more to uncoil. You haven't necessarily turned back any farther. Actually, in most cases, you'll turn back less, but you'll have more control. You have to remember that these touring pros are hitting hundreds of thousands of golf balls. That's their job. Our job is to go out and work for 8 hours, 10 hours, or whatever it is, and then when we get a chance to hit a few balls and practice a little bit, we try to do the best we can. Well, we want to minimize our movement and minimize our mistakes. So the more quiet you can keep the lower body on the backswing, the better off you're going to be. It's easier now if this heel comes up or this knee straightens up or the hip goes out, then the tendency is to sway, move off the ball. Consequently, what happens? You hit the ground behind the ball, you top the ball because you haven't held yourself in place. We want to make it as easy as possible to get that golf club back to impact. Hold the right knee flexed, keep the left heel on the ground, and turn the left shoulder to the right. Thank you very much.